welcome to Asha's Beauty Bar. So y'all, something that I really want to talk about is the importance, benefits of not being a competitive woman. You know who you are. It's like people will try to tear you down, and y'all, that's really what I've been experiencing here lately. I don't know what exactly is going on, okay, and I really think it's because I've lost weight and I'm elevating. Y'all, people have been trying to meddle in my pockets, all types of stuff, but it's just like, I am the truth. I am who I am. I'm not a fraud. I'm not a scam. This right here is showing me why a lot of women that I've come across have feared their own beauty. And you know, this is why me personally, I will always encourage women to embrace their beauty, embrace their femininity, embrace your femininity. Don't be scared of it, because you know, not only, you know, being a beautiful, you have to be careful which men that you entertain, because a lot of people, you know, hide behind fake smiles. And you know, it's very important that you know, when it comes to entertaining a man or selecting a man to deal with, because when you're a beautiful woman, okay, you will sometimes attract men that, you know, want to be you, attract people in general that want to be you. Like, it's not giving. I'm not going to turn on myself. I'm not going to turn on my ancestors. I'm not going to turn on anybody. My spirit guides, angels, and ancestors, I'm not turning on anybody. And like I said, I'm definitely not turning on myself. So like I said, it's very, you know, people will try to instill fear in you when you're beautiful. Not just the younger generation, but for all women. You know, it's good to embrace your beauty. It's good to, you know, treat yourself in terms of embracing your femininity. Like, femininity is very important. When you are a beautiful woman, okay, and you're leveling up, people will try to tame and control you. And like I said, y'all, they thought that I wasn't gonna be nothing. And it's not that people thought, nobody ever thought that I was the ugly duckling. I was never giving ugly duckling. I always saw my potential, but for it to really be manifesting, like for it to really be like I'm becoming that in real life, okay, I don't have that competitive energy, and that's why I'm so blessed. I've never had any type of competitive energy, even when I was younger. Y'all, even when I played sports, I wasn't competitive. So it's just like, I am who I am. I'm not about to change. I'm not about to switch up. I'm not about to turn on my granny. And that's the thing too. In my hometown, it's like people want me to turn on my ancestors of my home, like that, you know, that people know in my hometown. I'm never going to turn against them. I'm not about to turn on any of my ancestors. I'm not about to turn on, you know, the people who have loved, guided, and protected me thus far, that have always supported me, even when I was a child, supported me. Like, you know, the fact that I listened to God and walked away and taken the time to love myself, cherish myself, become the woman that I'm meant to be, and focus on my own personal family that I'm creating. You see what I'm saying? Myself, you know, and really focusing on, you know, pouring into myself, knowing my self-worth, and things of those sorts. I'm not turning on myself. I've come too far. The competitive energy, it gives you the strength and the power to fully invest in yourself. Okay? And I'm not just on a physical level, but also on the spiritual level as well, okay? To fully love yourself, heal yourself, and see your own authenticity as power. Like I said, right now, people trying to put me into competitive energy. It's never about who has what. It's about who genuinely respects you, who honors and respects you the most, okay, to be in your life, okay? Who is worthy and deserving to be around you? Who is worthy and deserving to be in your life? That's what it's about. Yoked and having equally yoked people in your life. It's not just about who has what, but me personally, the type of businesswoman that I'm becoming, but not only businesswoman, but when it comes to my personal like life, in terms of like who I have close to me, it has to be equally yoked. You see what I'm saying? It's very important to be, you know, to, even when it comes to family, equally yoked relationships. If you're in any type of relationships, whether it's, you know, relationships within family members, friends, you know, it needs to be equally yoked, because you should never have to sacrifice yourself for other people. I have to sacrifice myself, my own happiness, my beauty, my goals, it's not worth it. Those just aren't relationships that are meant to be in your life. You don't have to be nobody's slave. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. For us beautiful women, you know, people will try to want you to be their slave. If you have to lose yourself to have certain people in your life, it's just not worth it. So happy and grateful. Always keep yourself first. Yeah, I love my lashes. Like, that's something I'm going to talk about in my next video. Like, I love my lashes. Like, they're so beautiful. Grown so much. And like I said, after I got my marriage and back to my hometown, I'm a whole new woman, whole new girl. Okay, a whole new girl, whole new woman. As a beautiful woman, you know, you really just have to keep yourself first. Always know your worth. So if you come from family members or relatives, or I'm gonna say a household where, you know, people wanted you to be their slave, a woman, you deserve respect. Okay, you deserve the very best. Okay, and it's not just because of your beauty. Of course, you don't have to be competitive when you don't wear a mask. You see what I'm saying? And I feel like people thought that I was wearing a mask. People previously thought that I was wearing a mask, and I feel like now that they realize that I was never wearing a mask, it was really me. It was really me. Okay. They're trying to figure out because of their own insecurities. I'm so happy and grateful, y'all, that I walked away from those previous relationships because, you know, like I said, when God closes certain doors, like when God tells you that those people aren't for you and you continue to entertain them, that's when you start losing stuff. Okay. So me personally, you know, being connected to those previous people, like being physically around them, was literally holding me back from moving forward. So it's just like, I'm so happy and grateful that I walked away from those people. And it puts you in a mindset where you feel like you have to compete and compare yourself to other people. You don't need to be competitive, okay? When you're authentic, okay, and you don't wear a mask, that's when you start to win in life. So me, you know, I've never wore a mask, okay? Even in my previous marriage, y'all, it's like people trying to bring up my past to make me, like, I don't know, turn against myself. And it's just like, I'm never going to do that. You know, in my previous marriage, that person just wasn't for me, and that's okay. But it's like I said, because I left that situation, y'all, and I cut off everybody that wasn't for me, and I, you know, took the time to invest in myself and love myself, and I still am doing it today. The fact that I, you know, I tried to work with so many different people in the past. I've always tried to lift up other people, and it's just like, they didn't want to take my advice. They didn't want to, you know, take me as serious. And now that people are seeing, like, damn, she's for real. She's like literally becoming that girl. I'm very much that girl. I've been grateful to be moving forward, doing my businesses and focusing on myself. I'm not going anywhere. My life is only getting better. Don't fear your beauty, okay? Because just like you're going to have people in the world that, you know, are going to hate on you, or people that hate on you, there's also people in the world that will love you. I've always been super confident, always been super girly, but you know, like I said, I feel like people just are amazed because of the woman that I'm becoming. I'm not selling my soul, I'm not selling my spiritual gifts, I'm not selling any of that. So it's just like, these people can't try to, you know, steal from me or anything of those sorts. So yeah, I'm just so happy and grateful, like I said, that I was able to post today. I hope that this message, okay, gets to the women that need it, okay? Do not fear your beauty, despite if the world may try to project onto you, you know, especially if you are an African-American woman. The world will try to make you hate yourself. It's okay to embrace your beauty. It's okay to shine. It's okay to be happy. As an American Black woman, it's okay to embrace your beauty. It's okay to embrace your beauty. This message gets to the women, okay, that need this message. You never feel like you have to compete. You never have to compete. You see what I'm saying? Especially if you work on yourself every day, okay? If you are honest with yourself, then, you know, you'll never have to compete or compare yourself to anyone. So like I said, I hope that this video gets to the women that need it, okay? I'm gonna make another video another time, more about my story. So next time, later.